Hello everybody, my name is Bazane Moonshine and welcome back to Dead Space 3. We are here to assemble Rosetta, which is this in pieces alien, in a manner or in an attempt to discover how to turn the machine off. And what I'd like to do as far as this particular video is concerned is get the other remaining 4 pieces? And then we'll call that one a day. That should be about an hour, supposing I don't, take my sweet ass time for it. And we're not going to hit the optional mission that'll be along the way either. We may, depending on how consistent some of the
decontamination. Please hold still.
How some of the travel is, I may cut some of that out, just to relieve you guys of some of the trek. Yeah? Unless I say something rather interesting, but you know how it is when I speak. It's interesting to me. You like my hat? I got it when I was in Kyrgyzstan.
It looks like there are 3 primary buildings in this facility. The one we're in now is biology. There's one for paleontology and one for geological studies.
Oh.
Which one should I check out first?
It doesn't matter. Just be careful.
No.
Why? You think there's something out there that wants to eat me?
That's not funny.
I know. Isaac out.
I do like your humor, Isaac. But yeah, it's bloody cold in my house. I forgot to turn the heaters on yesterday, so now I am sitting in basically outdoor weather in my house. So I have a hat on, I have a blanket, and I also have a broken toe. But that's another story entirely. Alright. What do I have in my storage, actually? I'll keep the little guy for now. We'll head that way. We'll head straight on. Good. Did I shoot? Yeah, we looked at that other suit last time. So, I mean, not like physically on the person, but there was the small image of it. Depending on how much time we have, I might put it on so you guys can see it. Hello. Bad. You insta-killing bastards. Well, you remember the first time I played this, I ran straight through into this hallway and damn near died. Alright. Another use for this weapon. How are you guys doing? Yeah? Is it a good Tuesday for you? I would have put up something yesterday. Or done my recording yesterday, as I usually try to do. But yeah, I wasn't in a good state yesterday.
Everywhere in here. It's blocking some of the doorways.
Is it organic? It says here there's a sterilization system that can destroy organic matter in case of a containment breach.
I'll check it out.
Where? There you are. But yeah, no, I stubbed my toe something fierce yesterday and broke it in 2 places. Gas pump offline. Oh, I must have to clear something in here first. And of all the toys to bring, it was my big one. I'm doing great. It's grand weekend. Alright. Hello? Yeah, let's go into the depths. I think we're making pretty good progress as far as this game is concerned. Now. None of that. Oh, well played. is why I kept the small boom box. The cursory little bastards like these guys. Oi! Am I just gonna leave you alone? Come on. Come on. Alright. Now that loud music is off. Still not enough. Should just use the medium to start with. Ow! So, I apologise if I end up exclaiming a few times, but this hurts something fierce. No. Let's do the 70 and the 70.
Lift disabled.
No.
Lift online.
50.
Lift disabled.
Alright.
Lift online.
250s? Yeah. Alright, let's get out of here. It might have been unnecessary to stasis that person. But I'm not taking any chances. As is, you saw, I just shot that person and he didn't die necessarily. You ran into the same issue in Resident Evil 4 with the Las Plagas people, where you'd shoot their heads off and then that extra tentacle bit would pop out and try and eat you. I will give Resident Evil 4 a lot of credit. As far as like zombie survival is concerned, or really just third-person shooter overall, they did so many different things that made
Initiating serialization sequence.
changed up the whole, I don't know, playing field. A lot of the things that they did made it so it wasn't so cut and dry, shoot the head and they die. Let's do it. Alright. No more goo. Are we going to be going upstairs, or do you guys want to go to the other... Well, biology's right here. So, yeah, that's nice. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video. I finally acquired Resident Evil 7 for a decent price. I mean, I haven't played it before. Part of my issue is that I was waiting to try and get VR to do it, but I can't justify the purchase of a $500 to $600 unit
Dr. Earl Serrano, status update.
for one game.
I now realize why the alien machine was rejecting our codex. The instructions were being garbled by the second set of DNA. The aberration. We found a new specimen today. A pure and intact specimen. Its DNA is completely pristine, and I have high hopes that this is the breakthrough we were looking for.
Ah, Rosetta. So they needed something of the original alien DNA that wasn't corrupted. Fuck those guys. Alright.
Resource collector online. Sir, my sensors detect plenty of resources nearby. Immense wealth is coming my way.
Alright. Come on. Spout out your arms. I do not know why my shots are being muted. You better be truly dead. Tungsten, but I'm gonna make sure. Some people question my methods. I, on the other hand, know better. Away with you, machine. Alright. Here is One Piece. Not the anime. Alright. Up and over. I said up and over. I know I'm about to be attacked. I don't want to be carrying that thing. And not just because I played this game before did I know I was going to be attacked there. I mean, a lot of the issue with this game is that you are able to read a lot of the spawns, like, oh, I found the key thing, so I guess that means I'm about to be attacked. Yeah, it's a fair assumption. Are you guys coming down? Nope. Oh. Because I definitely remember thinking that the first time I came through it. You're just like, this is a little windy corridor. You have to go get this thing at the ends of the corridor. And it's just like, oh yeah, no. I am going to be attacked. Right here, in fact.
I found
There's
another piece
one.
of Rosetta. I'm sending it your way.
Which
This might not
piece
even
is it?
take me an hour.
It's hard to tell from the cross section, but it doesn't look like anything I recognize.
Okay, I'll get it prepped when it arrives.
Oh, excuse me. But, alright. Good. Eek. Yes, we definitely encountered in this game a lot of predictability since, well, I mean, and you have to think about this one from a developer standpoint as well, that, I mean, you can only do so many different things that the player eventually is not going to get within the theme. I mean, Dead Space having been done twice already, a lot of the good jump scares and a lot of the original thought process when you come down to how the layouts are done and just what you can do as a whole are truly different. Like, you can't just sacrifice. Come on. Oh, good. I should have dodged that. Come on. But yeah, like a lot of their original stuff had already been, truly taken up in just about the first two games. So it's hard to judge them for how this game truly went. Like, I know everybody still looks like this damn shit. I like it. Because it's a good shooter. It's a good, just like, chill, have some time, and just get immersed. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I have a bit of ingestion.
Testing. Hello, Isaac. I know you're out there, crawling around. You probably think I'm an overzealous crusader, and mindlessly following the whim of an angry god. It's an easy conclusion to draw, and I don't fault you for it, but you may be surprised to know that I'm a man of science. A man of fact and reason, cause and effect. And soon, you'll understand that I'm right. About everything.
I mean, no. I
Did you know that getting deja
also,
vu from robot
like,
brains
Danek is not exactly an inspired enemy.
I imagine it's what a sneeze feels like for humans.
I mean, I understand that they needed to do something in regards to the unitologists, because, I mean, you really only saw them as, like, an active threat. In the second one, as you recall, with that blonde woman who was trying to get you out of quarantine. And you were just kind of like, hey, these guys are just fucking nuts. Like, they don't have to be batty. I mean, don't get me wrong. Religion in itself is actually not necessarily, like, a bad thing. At its core, you would have to think that all religions tend to truly teach how to be good. I would like to think that, at least in the fictional sense, unitology is more about the community, like, as a basis, giving people peace and, you know, sharing with them a sense of stability and a mindset of well, I wouldn't say peace, they don't necessarily look... Well, we're dealing with zealots, so it's just sort of like, the zealots of any religion tend to be a little bit, you know, extreme. But, I don't know, as a basis, religion helps give us the control and order we need to treat our fellow man with respect. And in that regard, I can truly appreciate... Hello? What it does for people. Please don't come up here. Are you already up here? You are. Alright, let's do it. Hello. No, you're not. Shit! Alright. Now. Now, there's a reason I did this. Taking this beating for one. I have never made it cleanly through this section, and this area right here specifically is the most funneled that you can in this little area. Good God, beat me to within an inch of my life. So I always do that. As I thought about it right before I shot that man, I was just like, yeah. Hello? Ah, there it is. I did not want to use another health pack. Anyway, that was my ramble. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't even remember all of this. Oh yes, and that's why, because it's this fucking thing. Ugh, there would have been no way that you could actually even go through this spot with something. Because you need to slide that thing all the way through it. Oh, the tedium of some of these puzzles. Come on, kids. And... almost. Oh, hey. Accident. I do wonder who, as a scientific person, would create such a janked method of scanning something. It's like, let's make this a puzzle. All of their co-workers are kind of staring at him like...
Okay, Ellie. Another one coming your way.
Isaac, these slices, are you sure this is Rosetta?
Only one way to find out. Let's keep going.
I mean, they're labeled. I think. Alright. Paleo. Alright. I hear you. Oh, there you are.
A little trivia, Isaac, to put things in perspective.
No, thank you.
The original marker, the black marker found on Earth, predates the rise of mankind. Are you listening to this? Fact. The marker exerts a field of influence that guides and grows biological organisms, evolving them over time towards some greater purpose. You see where this is going?
No. Are you saying the marker grew us?
This
As a
should only
method
take
of...
a minute. Try not to get your head cut off in the meantime.
I mean, it's an interesting concept. The marker grew our species as a way to make not transference. Convergence happen. I mean, I suppose they're crazy theory. Alright. Actually, given what I know about the story right now, and what some of you may already know as well, it actually does kind of align itself rather nicely. Thank you. Because at this point, we do know that that's plenty. We do know that something happened on this planet and the marker didn't do whatever it is it was set out to do. Part of it's being the militia killing themselves. Zoo. No. Killing themselves so that they wouldn't bring people here to allow for the convergence and stuff to happen, and also stopping Serrano from his task. Hello. Oh sh! Mother Hubbard lived in a shoe. Get off! Get off! Okay, these things are a lot more OP than I recall them being. Really? Oh, bloody hell! And I unintentionally backed myself into a closed corridor with dozens of them, so that's my fault too. But fuck! So, as I was saying, it does kind of stand to reason that the marker might have had a basic evolution or basic influence on our evolutionary pattern to allow for the creation of a sentient human, allowing us to eventually come and finish off convergence as was originally attempted on this planet, because that's the overarching goal whenever a necromorph outbreak happens, is that it's always shooting for convergence, and it uses the intellectually superior personnel of each species to try and allow for that convergence to happen. Hello. Good.
Resource collector online. Oh my God.
And whatever it is that Serana was up to,
Death every time.
I do know
Dr. Earl Serrano.
it had specifically to do with the machine.
It appears that all the specimens share some common features that are quite surprising. Gills, along with what I presume are swim bladders and collapsible fins. This is quite improbable for a frozen...
If I keep
whale.
finding limbs lying around, I'm going to have to call the police. You're not running
I now
around
believe this
shooting
planet
limbs
was
off
once a
people.
vast liquid
Are
ocean,
you, sir?
and that a single, sudden event caused a flash freeze, trapping everything in the ice.
I have to say, I don't appreciate the term scrap metal, just so you
Okay. So
Next up, Ellie.
Ah, I see it.
Serrano's big thing was that he was trying to figure out what happened to this planet and why everything just died. Obviously they were led here by the other marker signal as a method of trying to find out where the marker homeworld was. And having found it, you die. Okay. That was cheap. But apparently, I decapitated those two, so they didn't drop any of those little bastards. I am happy with the way that turned out. Despite my damage. Did I? See, that's in games. Oh, pardon. In games like this, when you're dealing with resource management, you're finding yourself in an instance like, how do I decide when it's okay to use a large medkit? When I'm at 3/4 health, that is not a good time to use it. But if I don't use it, I could get one shot by something stupid. However, I am going to chance it unless I feel an overarching sense of foreboding. I will take my chances. And I hate those stringy little bastards. I do not know if I am rambling. I hope I am, because I'm sure it's a little bit more interesting than just watching me walk through this little area. Plus, I love my hat.
Clark is down there somewhere. Keep scanning.
Please don't scan for me.
Crap. Danik's gunships are patrolling the area.
Oh god, don't let them see you.
No shit. Oh, balls. Okay, that was a good time to do it. I headed in the wrong direction. I think. Yeah, I definitely headed in the wrong direction. Go away. No one asked you. I ran headlong into their spotlight too. Good job. Good job, Brooks. Let's do it. Ow. Stop shooting me. I said stop shooting me, not continue.
Moving on to next sector.
Like you guys need to. Stop it. And little things like that ruin, in my mind. Ow. Sorry. Clenched my toe. Ruin some of the horror immersion because it's too actively violent, I suppose. I mean, no more so than the rest of the game. I mean, you're
Resource
actively
collector online.
dismembering
I was just informed
things.
that scavenger bots are on
However,
back home.
I don't like being shot at by airships. Oh. And there are those stasis guys that I was talking to you about earlier. I think it was like 2 episodes ago when we were going up to that door. We were just like, yeah, no, I don't like these guys. Not at all.
To the other side, and it's not. It's made of metal.
Like, already everything sprints at you at full speed in this game. You don't need something that is now stasis. And that also falls to not falls. It fights reason when you truly think about it. I mean, you've got these decaying corpses. Hundreds of years. Not like, you know, a few days of everything of which Isaac has had to deal with. Like, they would not continue to get stronger, they would deteriorate. That's the point. I know that the marker signal creates sort of a regenerative... Is that... Regenerative. Event, really, in whatever creature it decides to reanimate. But... like, there's only so much he can truly do. They're not like Wolverine. And even he, like, his healing factor degrades over time. I mean, I think by the end of it, it was a large amount of time, but, you know, it's still time altogether. But, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. I don't particularly care for that side of this. I cannot fault them for the decision. I just think it was an infancy. Because again, like, they're sprinting the whole fucking time. And now, like, already the stasis ones in the first game were difficult enough to deal with because they just were so much faster. And now you have an entire game where all of them are that fast. And then you make that one faster. Why not? It makes perfect sense. Alright. Where are we going? Left or right? Right, that way is to items.
Death is one mind, one body.
Damn.
Resource collector online. Ah, yes. Another day of rolling around in the dirt. For you.
Later, kids. I also would not actively bring my personnel to a place where they will lose their mind, kill themselves, and come back and kill everyone else. If I was the leader of something. Like, aren't we supposed to be doing this in like some sort of grand scheme, yeah? No? Oh, my bad. No. This was part of our big religion. Hello? And yeah, I don't know. Like, tactically, it just seems like an unsound decision. I mean, the goal was to make it so you guys can get to the marker, and I know that part of the deal with the markers is that you lose your mind near them, and you, as a unitologist, would understand that, or at least I would hope so by this point. But I feel as though they did not fully think this through, along with many other things, like how to be sent, for one. Come on, kids, pop out of the snow. We've got like all of this station covered. Yes, loud music. Will you send these wanks at me, please? Really? I'm also not a big fan of those chargers. I don't... Once you figure out their deal, really it just comes into where you can position yourself where you know the direction they're coming from. I did like their introduction in Dead Space 2, where they had that one corridor where it was like, you know, oh goodness, this is brand new and awesome, and like, how are you supposed to deal with this enemy? You've never had to deal with it before. But then, obviously, as time got on and they continued to utilize them, it's just like, alright, no, just put my arm against the wall and aim at their heads, basically. Yeah, like, the only reason that that instance right there was even complicated is because you had standard necromorphs button into it. But that's this game's big deal, like, you just continuously are outnumbered all the fucking time, hoarded time and time again,
as you can
and
personally
you're being hit from all
attest,
sides.
man is naturally compelled to create red markers, duplicates made in the image of the original. They are as much a part of us as the planet that birthed us. Perhaps even more so. We must all act our part in the natural evolution of the universe, Isaac. Something you seem rather reluctant to accept.
I mean, I don't know about that. I would say that the marker signal has an overarching psychological, like, influence upon people, moreover than disposal facility. What was I going on about? Right. It has an overarching psychological influence upon any sentient creature, thus allowing it to influence it to make markers so that it can perpetuate its own signal and cause convergence. Of which, to this point, we're not entirely sure what convergence is, aside from just that it brings all the necromorphs together with the marker. I know what it is. And I actually do kind of enjoy the way that that all came about, too. Well, what it ends up meaning, anyway. You guys are going to become... No. Not that far, come on. We are naturally compelled to make red markers.
This is very awkward, you know. Waking up with you
Online.
every time.
Touching me. Time. Oh good, one of those things. Heads.
Nothing much to report, sir. I'll try looking over this.
Oh good, I got it.
If I keep finding mirrors lying around, I'm going to have to call the police. Names of people. Are you, sir?
Are you, sir?
Okay, that's the last one.
And I do
Are you heading back
definitely
now?
wish.
Yep,
No
either
faulty
soon.
scrap metal and unwashed organic material.
Yeah.
Oh, apologies, sir. My sense.
I do definitely wish they had not leaned so heavily on the the environmental kills in this game. Like, especially when you're playing in a game like this, like hardcore. Hi! Hello? Where you can make it as far as I have. And
You're not getting out of there alive!
Shut up, Danik!
no! Yeah. But yeah, you can make it this far and then just be, you know, in somewhat of a rush, to be fair, and just run headlong into those lasers and have to start all the way, get the game all over. Like, it's just... Come on, EA. Stop twisting Visceral's arm, will you? Visceral, right? Yeah. But it's a personal preference of mine. Hello? Let us make it out alive. Alright. So I have a feeling I'm going to be sorting off against a few of those bastards. Switch to my human rifle. Reload. Open the door. Also, how many fucking people did they bring to this thing? Like... It's one of the things that they never truly cover in games like this. Like, does the enemy just have like this...
How do we know this is even gonna work? Did you find out how they make a codex from all this?
Yeah. It looks like they use magnetomic forensic neurology, which produces a data stream stored in the codex. It's like they lifted the codes of the machine right out of her brain.
Well, that sounds familiar. At least they didn't poke her eye out. I'll be there soon.
Oh god, that... that part of the last game was just like, fuck me, how would you stay conscious? Alright. I keep expecting to be ambushed. Come on. Alright, good. But yeah, that's another thing that you encounter in games like this. Like, we're in a faraway place. We're not on...
One final fact for you to ponder as you recklessly pursue your own destruction. Were it not for the tampering of EarthGov or these long-dead researchers or you, humanity would have painlessly transcended to our ultimate end, our predestined rebirth. Now, what purpose does all this conversation hope to serve? Well, the next time we see each other, and I shoot you in the face, you will understand why.
Will I, though? Will I? But yeah, like, we're not on Earth, we're not on some outpost where all of your infinite number of soldiers are and you can just keep throwing enemies at me relentlessly. Like, we've slaughtered probably somewhere close to like 30 to 40 people by this point, and you're fighting yourself just like, how do you keep having people? Did you guys like bring like a brigade? A whole slew of people that just... Let's shock off into fucking bloody nowhere, hoping that we'll run into these people, and if we don't, fuck it, we'll all be dead, because that is probably much farther than our fuel reserves were. I mean, I would think so. Alright. So... I do not remember what goes on from this point, and we already have been recording for quite a while now, almost 50 somewhat minutes. I do know that once...
Alright, let's hope we can figure this thing out before Danik finds us.
Yeah, let's hope that
Like bones
persists.
connected to, well, you know, whatever the hell that is.
Like bows connected to whatever that is. So, and we're on chapter 15, and as I recall, there's actually, why am I even guesstimating? It's progress and unlocks. Yeah, we have 5 more chapters to complete, and as I recall, these ones go rather swiftly. And once we assemble Rosetta and actually get ourselves through this next little cinematic influence, because I do remember now what goes on right now, we'll be actively running for a bit, and that won't be a good place to stop. So for now, we should probably go ahead and leave off right here. We actually did make a significant amount of progress in that almost hour, because as I'm sure you saw, like, we traversed 3 or 4 different areas and acquired the 4 pieces of Rosetta. We heard some lore stuff. You heard Danik and his mission. He's like, listen, you guys are a bunch of wanks. Like, let's just smack somebody. But yes, I'm still enjoying this greatly. We're coming close to the end. Depending on how, like, I actually don't have to work tomorrow, and so I might do some extra uploads because I'll be resting myself anyway, and I'll be working on the computer and trying to figure out some stuff. Plus, I do have another game or 2 on the docket that I'd like to post on the channel as well, because I'm very intrigued by it. I saw it on what was it, Mutant Year Zero. It's going to be sort of like that XCOM 2 game that I was playing and initially when I started uploading a bunch of stuff. And if you guys want me to go back to that at all, please let me know. I was kind of feeling like we were sort of stuck. It wasn't being all that interesting. I do know that those games tend to be a bit of a trial. I still have the save, I still have all that stuff on it, and you know, it's intriguing to see different types of things on. And as I had mentioned during the last video, I do kind of want to start varying up what I'm posting, so you guys have a wider array of content to view. I have some friends and family members who are thinking about playing with me as well, and we can definitely record some of that stuff and cut it up for you guys to watch. However, for this one, we're done. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did like it, please go ahead and tap that like button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.